Excuse me, ma'am. No porn at the bar.
Oh, it's okay. I'm transgender.
Oh, I had no idea. Do whatever you want all the time. Excuse me, ma'am. No porn at the bar.
Oh, it's okay. I'm transgender.
Oh, I had no idea. Do whatever you want all the time.
All right, I had to let it play twice. Love that clip from Family Guy. Happy Pride Month. You know, we'll get into that. We'll get into the Pride Month. It is June 3rd, Monday. Big weekend. I've got a lot of stuff to cover. Here's what I'm going to be talking about tonight. Trump was at UFC. Guys, the man's going to win. And, oh, Chris, you're just talking out of your ass. No. We'll provide the credibility along with all the rallies and things like that, along with all the TikTok accounts, the impression analytics, and so on. The writing is on the wall, people. Trump was also on Fox News talking to Will Cain and Pete about potentially going to jail. Also talking about declassifying some documents in regards to 9/11 Epstein and it was 9/11 Epstein and JFK. Additionally, Elon Musk is being investigated for insider trading. Alex Jones' InfoWars is being shut down. All right around this Trump trial verdict last week. Interesting how this all snowballs, right? It's like once the snowball gets pushed down the hill, man, the Democrats know how to keep it rolling. Tony Fauci, good old Antoine, he was on Capitol Hill today. The House Oversight Committee for the House Oversight and Accountability Committee for COVID. Guys, Marjorie Taylor Greene ripped his ass. Rand Paul, I've got a video for Rand Paul talking about the kickbacks that were given to doctors, over $700 million. That wasn't from today, but it's on topic, and I figured I should show you. And then we'll close up with, who knows Caitlin Clark? Let me know in the comments if you know who Caitlin Clark is. Indiana Fever. She was on the Iowa team, WNBA player. She's a white girl, and she shoots far shots. She shoots from the half court line, from the three. She's a great player, and she's transcending the sport. And there's a lot of WNBA players not happy about her existence, her success, the attention that she's getting from legacy media. One player physically took her frustration out on Caitlin Clark in a game, physically bumping her. But not just bumping her, right? Like bumps happen in sports. This was a physical, not assault, right? I'm not going to get crazy. I'm not no pussy, okay? I'm not going to go and say it was assault. It wasn't assault, but it was clearly like unnecessary and flagrant. I'll show you that clip as well. But I do appreciate everybody for tuning in this evening. Live with Chris's World airs directly onto X, Rumble. It does air onto YouTube as well, but don't even watch it on YouTube. Don't waste your time on YouTube. I only put it on YouTube for a couple of people. Watch it on X, watch on Rumble. Live with Chris's World every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. usually on time, so you could book us for 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it's always a fun weekend when Trump hits up the UFC. So I'm a big UFC guy. Love Dana White. Love everything that Dana White stands for. Now, these clips here, we see Trump in the UFC all the time. And it's kind of like, all right, we get it. We get it. But it is bigger than that. This event was in New Jersey. It's not like this event is in Florida. It's not like it's in Texas, right? This is in New Jersey, a blue state, to say the least. And people are going nuts. People are chanting FJB, FJB. Joe Biden. If you could figure that out, I'm sure most of you could. But the message that this is sending to all of us here that aren't at the event is, wow, people are on the same page. People are on the same page. You could even look at the fighters. Here's Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland, he just lost the championship, not this night, but he had previously lost it in his last bout. He wins on Saturday night, and here's what he says about Donald Trump right after his win.
President Trump, you're the man, bro. It is a damn travesty what they're doing to you. I'll be donating to you, my man. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Congratulations, sir. Sean Strickland.
I'll be donating to you, my man. Let's get it done. This is what we need. We need people that aren't afraid to say, hey, like, I have a political stance. Just because it's not what the agenda is doesn't mean it's not valid. Doesn't mean it shouldn't be heard. Like, what was the silent majority before is no longer the silent majority now. Let me change this lighting a little bit here. If you get what I mean. So, all right. Oh, Sean Strickland, some white supremacist. Oh, well, how about the black guy?
He's not even picking the arm up.
Oh, Trump's a racist. Like, and that's why I show this to you. When the man speaks, listen to him speak. Listen to him talk about what he's trying to get done for all Americans, not white, not black, not Hispanic, not this, not that, all Americans. If you are an American, the following will benefit you: a strong border, law and order, which trickles down to low crime, low inflation, keeping our money in-house. There are, of course, foreign events and projects and things that will need to be attended to. We will need to allocate resources and funds in a foreign sense, of course. But when we go stroke a check for $200 billion inside what, 900 days? What are we, fucking nuts? Are we nuts to support that? Oh, well, it's the only buffer between the Western world. But 300 billion. Well, what? And why do we keep sending money? I'm not like, look, I'm not insensitive. All I'm trying to say is they had enough. What does the audit look like? Can we audit how things were allocated? No, we can't. Frankly, I guess it's just none of our business. It's our money. Sure as hell is our cash. Not our business to know how Russia's using those funds. But all right, let's move on here. Not moving on, just moving on in a sense of this clip. Still on Trump. Another big thing. Trump gets on TikTok. Here, so this post, at Real Donald Trump on TikTok. Here's him with Dana White. Check this out. And wait till you guys see how many followers he amassed already. Significantly more than whatever Biden has. Watch this.
The president is now on TikTok. It's my honor. The president is now on TikTok. It's my honor.
So now let's look at a couple of statistics. Here's just one main one. Donald Trump currently has, and he probably has over 4 million followers now. Look at this. 4 million followers since he's gotten onto the TikTok. 4 million. Biden doesn't even have 500,000. Trump is on there for how long? Trump is on there for a day, and he 10x's the amount of following that Joe Biden has on a liberal platform, for crying out loud. So, what does that tell you? What does it tell you? I'll tell you what it tells me. Because then you start to get a little deeper into the weeds and you start to see the polling numbers. Okay. Here's the Polymarket polls. As we could see, Donald Trump is up. He is up everywhere. And he's up in a big way. Pennsylvania's tied. All these swing states, man. I mean, it's looking pretty red. But again, like, why? So why do we show you this after showing you Trump at the UFC? Well, it's simple, because when you log on to CNN, MSNBC, maybe even TikTok, what are they going to tell you? Well, UFC is a niche. It's a niche market, a niche market. All those people are Republicans. They like violence. That's what they'll tell you. But what I'm saying is the data says otherwise. The data shows me, no. Sure, your comment about UFC being a niche market may be right in some arguments, but certainly their perspective of our leadership is on par with the rest of the country. These statistics tell you that. They tell you that. Not to mention, shit, I just told you, it was in fucking New Jersey. It wasn't, this wasn't in Florida. This was in New Jersey. Yeah. And here's the crowd. Here's the crowd. Loud and proud, screaming, what? Fuck Joe Biden. Dun, dun, Here, hold on, let me get it out. You guys got to see this. Here we go. Hold on. Here it is. Okay, I think I got it. You guys got to see this. It's crazy. So the people are done. They're fed up. They're fed up with an administration and a leadership telling them everything is fine. Hey, the economy is great, but $100 at the grocery store gets you one bag. Hey, the economy is great. $50 doesn't even fill up my gas tank. Hey, there's no crime. Crime's the lowest it's ever been. Every time I walk around, I'm seeing places get looted, cars getting carjacked, people dying. Hey, the border's secure. No, it's not. Every time we turn around, Bill Malugin is interviewing somebody crossing the border. Just go visit. I got friends and family over there. Go visit. They tell me. Come on. I mean, how long are we going to be delusional? Look, there's a lot of Trump derangement syndrome. And I'm not saying you got to like the guy. Certainly, we could all point at some things that Donald Trump does where we're like, I wouldn't have done it that way. But you're not inviting the man to Thanksgiving. He's running your fucking country. Sorry about it. Look at what we've had. It's not good. It's not good. And these are significant things that we're talking about, all while adding on to the debt, by the way. Yeah. So, all right, let's talk about Trump on Fox News. So, obviously, we got the guilty verdict that happened, and I don't want to talk too much about that. We'll see what happens on July 11th. I know that he's asked the Supreme Court to step in before July 11th, before the sentencing. I haven't heard anything since then, so we'll see what happens. I sure hope they do step in before July 11th. But in the event that he goes to jail, it seems like he's totally prepared. Wild that we even have that conversation, but here's him talking to Max Payne, Pete Hegseth, and I don't know her name, but Take a look.
The judge could decide to say, hey, house arrest or even jail.
It
How do
could.
you face what that could be?
I'm okay with it. I saw one of my lawyers the other day on television saying, "Oh no, you don't want to do that to the president." I said, "You don't beg for anything. You just the way it is."
The judge could decide to say, hey, house arrest or even jail.
It could.
Guys,
You face what
the fact of the matter is this: it is a little bit, not a little bit. It's in a large way extremely unpredictable. I'll tell you why. Would you have ever thought that they were going to raid a former president's household? No, you wouldn't have ever thought that. That was like 2 years ago. That was just the tip of the iceberg, let alone the indictments, the fake charges for rape, $350 million for inflated assets. But yet the victim was the bank that took the stand and said, no, we're not a victim. In fact, we want to do business with them again. And New York State looks at the bank and says, too bad, you're a victim because we say so. And then this, a judge that has personally donated to the Biden administration. His daughter has $1 million company consulting with Democrats and their campaigns. You got Matthew Colangelo, number 3 in the DOJ, coming down to the Manhattan DA's office. This is a joke. Flip your flags upside down because the nation is in distress. There's no doubt about it. You see a lot of people doing it, rightfully so. If I could flip my belt upside down, I would. But it's bad. It's bad. So in the same interview, you have Trump talking a little bit about the declassification of some serious documents, some like JFK, 9/11, and what was it? JFK, 9/11, and crap, I can't remember the other one. But hold on, let me try to find it. It got lost here. I think the people deserve to have documents declassified. Well, into you, I mean, to me, what are you trying to tell us? We can't handle the truth? We can't handle the truth. No, we can handle the truth. You're just scared of the reaction. How damaging is the evidence that you have? How convincing is the evidence that you have? Does the evidence that you have play into the conspiracy theorists being right all along again? Because they're common sense folk. They're not going to overcomplicate things. Maybe that's the big fear with keeping all these documents classified. It sure would make sense, wouldn't it? Why do they want to keep all this shit classified? For what? For what gain? There is no gain. The gain is a lack of reaction from the public. That's the gain. Why would we not declassify? Because we don't want the public to go crazy. That's why. So, yeah, when Trump says that, hey, I'm going to declassify all these documents, great. We're ready for the truth. Bring it on. We already know how corrupt the establishment is. We deserve to see what's in writing, just like we deserve to see hear those Biden tapes from his testimony that they're covering up. Yeah, we deserve to hear those too. All right. So let's move on. We need to pull up this this post here, guys. So this is really the meat and potatoes of the weekend, I guess. This week, here's what's happened. Trump guilty on 34 felonies. InfoWars taken down by the feds. And Elon Musk insider trading. You see what's happening? The October surprises, plural, coming a little early. Anybody who has a voice that carries a lot of weight right now, watch out, because they are dropping the hammer. They need to not let Trump win at all costs, and they are going to absolutely be completely tyrannical. And what you thought happened before was bad with the manipulation of social media. They didn't jail the political opposition like they're doing now. Think about that. Before, we knew they were suppressing information. They obviously came out with Twitter files, but we knew it. But would we have ever thought they're going to actually jail the political opposition? They wouldn't have thought that. You wouldn't have thought that. Elon Musk insider trading? Really? Sounds just like you're mad at the guy that owns the biggest free speech platform in the world, biggest social media platform in the world. That's what it sounds like to me. Right? I mean, think about it like this. Wouldn't they? You figure they would be more apt to appreciate Elon Musk. One of our biggest values as Americans is the right to vocalize our opinions, the right to be heard, but yet they attack the guy that gives us that ability. They want us censored. They want us censored, man, because we don't help their agenda. The entrepreneur, the free thinker, the middle class, no matter what race you are, you don't help the establishment. If the government shut down tomorrow and you weren't a government employee, you probably wouldn't even know it. And that's what they don't want. They don't want you to realize how ineffective and how unneeded they are in our lives. You wouldn't even fucking know. You'd wake up, you'd go to work, you'd still get your check as long as you weren't working for the government, and you wouldn't know. And then when they turn the lights back on, you'd be like, what? You guys were shut off? You were shut off for how long? Damn. We don't need you. What do we need you for? See what I mean? This is why those who are independent don't fit the agenda for the liberals, because they are about what? Suffocation, total control. You will show up at this time. You will go home at that time. While you're here, you will do this, and this is when your break is. By the way, you'll only make this much money with no chance to increase your wages. That is what they want. Unfortunately, maybe not half the country, but 40% of the country are titty sucker mentalities like that. They don't want to have to use their brain. Tell me when to show up. Tell me when the fuck to go home. What you pay me, and I'll make it work. How? That's how. Makes a lot of sense. But what we're seeing here, the attack on Trump, obviously nuts. The attack on Alex Jones, I hear this has something to do with the judgment in the Sandy Hook case, although I'm not too sure. I mean, and at the same time, if it is, couldn't they have done that at any point in time? Just like what's happened with Trump, they could have indicted it. It's long past the statute of limitations. They figure out a way to do it anyway, but they wait until this point, election year, X amount of months away from the election. I don't know what we are, 5 months away. Now they go after Elon Musk. They're going to hope to shut him up too. Not going to work. Good luck. The more that the Democrats are kicking and screaming and trying to fight, the more that they're losing, which almost makes me think, I do wonder if after the debate, you see I don't know if it'll be a pull away, but a pullback in the sense of how aggressive and out of touch with reality they are. Maybe you see the Democrats just not give it to Trump, but say, hey, look, we'll bite the bullet. Let's recalibrate. And in 2028, we're slaughtering everything. That might be what the Democrats' long-term plan is. Wouldn't be surprised. Because at this point, it doesn't look like there's a snowball's chance in hell that Joe Biden or anybody else, for that matter, is going to beat Donald Trump. And another point, think about it like this. Like, if anybody was to you're not replacing Donald Trump. Guys, you've already indicted him on financial charges, rape charges, business record charges, and he's grown more popular. He raised $300 million since Thursday. $300 million. He's not going anywhere. You're not going to win. And they're not going to probably come for his life either, because that would be too fucking obvious. So I hope not. But if something happens, we'll know. Yeah, and kind of to wrap this whole thing up, you know, you hear Donald Trump saying they're coming after you, meaning us, but he's just standing in their way. I want to add some context to that. Here's a lady who's been in court for 4 years because she did what? What do you think she did? She harm people? No. Did she say something racist? No. Okay. This woman's been in court for 4 years for flying Trump flags near the Biden campaign bus. They're coming after Trump, but they really want to come after us, and he's just standing in their way.
If I hear one more person say, if it happens to Trump, it can happen to you. It's already happening to people like me. It's happening. What we need to be saying is it's happening to Trump, and it's happening to people like you. Not it can, it is. I am getting sued, a homeschool mom, for flying Trump flags in 2020. I've been in court for 4 years because Biden's White House is saying that we gave them emotional damage. The same lawfare that's happening to Trump, the Obama appointed judge, the gag order, all the unfair tactics that they use, all the abuse of resources is happening to regular people. Look at the January 6ers, the praying grandma, the woman who was peacefully protesting in front of an abortion clinic, the people who are posting memes on social media and facing prison time. Free speech is under attack. The left is using lawfare to chill free speech, to silence us and interfere with elections, and to go up against their opponents and people who support them. What you need to be asking is, how many other people is it happening to?
It's happening. She's right. The statement isn't that it can happen. The statement is that it is happening. You look at that young lady, homeschool mom's homeschooling her kids, probably because she's trying to save them from the LGBTQ indoctrination, or worse, that communist indoctrination. Feds are more worried about showing up to school board meetings to arrest concerned parents for the pornography that's being distributed in their districts. FBI is coming for you. Not the school, the parent. What? Yeah. Sad, folks. Sad world that we're living in. And people deny that a lot of this stuff is happening. And the sad truth is they're just talking out of their asses, which anybody can do. So you have to be prepared with the receipts. Okay. Utilize the bookmarks on Twitter, have things bookmarked, indoctrination through schools, the LGBTQ, Ukraine border, have these things documented in your bookmarks. And then as you go throughout your day, your week, your month, bookmark the jaw-dropping evidence. That way, when you're talking to friends, family, coworkers, just somebody on the other side who is so stubborn that you're the liar, you show them, no, here you go. Take a look. Seeing fucking believing. Sometimes, really, it's better to just show them rather than argue them, because there's a lot of things you could fix. You could fix a broken cabinet, a broken door, broken table. Can't fix stupid, though. Can't. Sorry about it. Come with the receipts. We just got to show them. That's what it's about. Fauci was on the stand today. Let's talk about this. Marjorie Taylor Greene ripped him a new asshole. Before I pull up that video, I got this post here from Colin. Dr. Fauci's accused of lying under oath. Really, here's the meat and potatoes. Do you recall when discussions regarding at the least 6 foot threshold began? Do you recall when the 6 foot threshold began? Fauci, I don't recall. It just sort of appeared. Do you see any studies that supported 6 feet? I was not aware of any studies. Every restaurant, every store, every airport in America had that 6 feet thing going, which has zero scientific evidence backing it that it worked, when these are the people who kept telling us to trust the science. That doesn't seem right. No, but it is. It is right. Yeah, I know. Shocking. Let it sink in here. Oh, you want to see more? Okay, well, here it is. Don't know. It just kind of appeared. Yeah, Chris, you just make this shit up. I'm sure I do. Yeah, have you seen these studies? Nope. No studies. There aren't any. Yeah, you keep making stuff up, Chris. Sure, all right, we'll keep making stuff up. Like, I'm not nuts, right? I'm just talking back to the people that I interact with through social media and so on, right? They attack me because I'm out here speaking my mind, which is totally fine. I'll take the bullets. I don't care. I don't even respond. I read some. It's fun to me because it gives me the hype to come on here and have this energy. So really, it's kind of beneficial. However, that's what when I go and I talk on the other side, like, oh, Chris, because these are the comments that I get back. So, if you're somebody who hates Chris's world, watch this show. You might hear your hate comment said by me, and then you'll get your response that you're looking for. Dude, these libtards are so fucking stupid. It hurts, man. It does hurt that half the country is like this. All right. So Fauci, let's see what Marjorie Taylor Greene said to him today. She really ripped him up pretty good. And then I got this clip by Rand Paul talking about the kickbacks that these doctors received, over $700 million in kickbacks. Doctors got rich giving the vaccine. This was all a money grab. That's the truth, guys. That's the truth. Oh, and all the analytics of how harmful this toxic chemical that everybody put into their body. Sorry, not to brag, I'm not one of them, but a lot of people are that are good folks because they didn't have a choice. And the government approached the situation from a communist ideology. That's what happened. Here's Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about it.
But you also told the American people they had to distance by 6 feet. They had to wear masks. But let's also talk a little bit further about the type of science that you represent. NIH scientists made $710 million in royalties from drug makers, a fact that's been hidden. Let's talk about the fact about, is it right for scientists and doctors getting paid by the American people, government taxpayer paychecks, to get patents where they're paid millions and hundreds of millions of dollars in royalty fees, especially when the NIH and these government agencies, most powerful agencies in our country, are recommending medical suggestions and advice and making up guidelines like 6 feet distancing and masking of children. Do you think that's appropriate? Do the American people deserve to be abused like that, Mr. Fauci? Because you're not doctor, you're Mr. Fauci in my few minutes. No, I don't need your answer. I want to talk about this right here.
Mr. Chairman, objection.
Objection. I reclaim my time. I reclaim my time, Mr. Raskin.
Gentlelady will suspend.
Mr. Chairman,
of order.
Just in terms of the rules of decorum, are we allowed to deny that a doctor is a doctor just because we don't want him to be a doctor?
Yes, because in my time, that man does not deserve to have a license. As a matter of fact, it should be revoked, and he belongs in
Gentlelady will
prison.
suspend.
Woo! Damn. Look, she pointed out, I'm not even going to play the Rand Paul clip. She pointed it out, $710 million kickbacks for the vaccines. $710 million, $1 billion. These doctors were
But
getting.
you also told.
that doesn't mean it's not genuine, does it? Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. Because here's the facts. What incentive? People didn't really need an incentive. Doctors didn't really need an incentive. The vax was in pretty high demand initially, right? Before people got all skeptical, there were a lot, again, not the whole country, maybe 30, 40% of the people were jumping at the gun to go get the vax. So, but to get everybody, this is what was done. You had to get everybody on the same page. You had to get those doctors on the same page. Hey, guys, look, here's the deal. We're going to get you a lot of money off of this. And these doctors, listen, not all. There's a lot of good doctors. There's a lot of good doctors. But let's face the facts. How many of them got the kickbacks? It is $710 million. I mean, how many doctors distributed the vaccine? You're talking about tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars to these doctors on an individual basis. But people don't. This happened on Capitol Hill this morning in the House Oversight and Accountability Committee subcommittee for the COVID vaccine, for the COVID situation. Now, this is day-to-day integrations, day-to-day legislation, day-to-day activity on Capitol Hill isn't. Today was largely covered, but on a daily basis, it's not the top of the headlines, right? Sometimes it is, but not all the time. So your everyday Joe isn't up to date on what's happening in Congress, what's happening on Capitol Hill. They're not up to date. They don't know. They see a quick 30-second soundbite on Twitter that is framed a certain way to make somebody look bad, and then they make their decision, and it's an inaccurate decision. So, you got to do your best to dig down these rabbit holes, find people like myself. I'm one of the smaller cats at the moment. We're growing. We're getting up there. Really appreciate everybody who follows and supports Live with Chris's World. It's a great bunch of you, and man, I really do appreciate it. But find these podcasters, the Charlie Kirks of the world, the Dan Bonginos of the world, and the Patrick Bet-Davids of the world, and share that information. Share the intellectual truth, because it doesn't take a lot for people to vote Trump this time around, but vote conservative. The conservative ideology is pretty black and white, common sense, basic morals, not too complex. The other side is very much a sales pitch. Here's why it makes sense to have to let criminals out of jail. Here's why it makes sense to castrate your children. Here's why it makes sense to allow an open border. Here's why it makes sense to send hundreds of billions of dollars to a non-ally, non-NATO country. They're selling you on those ideas because they all fucking suck. Naturally, you'd be like, that doesn't sound too good. Stick to that natural gut instinct and vote red. Because what has blue done for you? What does blue do for you? What has it done for you? Nothing. All right. This topic I've been wanting to chat about. Not a lot of people like to talk about this one now because of the whole race thing. I'm not scared of the race thing. I'll tell it to you how it is. So here's the clip.
Seemed like she turned.
Here's the clip of what happened. Caitlin Clark is in the red. The player that is assaulting or committing the violent act, the flagrant act, is the player in the blue.
The play before bumping in with Caitlin, it seemed like she turned to you a little bit after the fever
I
score.
didn't answer no Caitlin Clark questions.
Did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
Not too bad. Definitely flagrant.
Turned to you a little bit.
Watch her. She's screaming at her. I think she says the B word. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and call something like that assault or get too crazy. Let's not be pussies about it. Yeah, right. Let's be level-headed. Now, that is certainly a flagrant act that should be fined or have a little suspension. But let's talk about why why that's happening. I ain't answering no Caitlin Clark questions. She said, I ain't answering no Caitlin Clark questions. It's the white thing. It's the talk of the town. If you're not following the WNBA, don't worry about it. Here's 30 seconds. Caitlin Clark, that white girl, is the best player. The best player. She's new to the WNBA, was in college last year, gets this big contract, highest paid player, which isn't that much. But and they're pissed. All the black girls are pissed because now the WNBA is getting some credibility, getting some notoriety and media attention, and it's not about them. It's about Caitlin Clark. Well, here's what I said. This was my tweet, my post. Yeah, how dare that white girl be good at basketball? How dare that white girl for having a supportive family? How dare that white girl for working long hours in the gym? How dare that white girl accept the highest paying contract? How dare that white girl for earning everything? How dare that white girl? What'd you want her to do? Say, yeah, I worked my ass off to achieve my dreams. I don't want them. And then you get Angel Reese, who's another star player. She's no scrub. She's from LSU. She was all over the internet, all over social media. Or Angel Reese. Here's what she has to say.
Game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too. And I want y'all to realize that. It all started from the...
So, you know, and I'm not going to sit here and actually disagree with her. I think that she's right. I think that there is a lot of interest in the game of women's basketball. Now that people have looked at it, why did people look at it? Because Caitlin Clark was chucking shots from the fucking half court line. No woman's ever done that. She's the highest scoring player in, and not her, the white girl, Caitlin Clark, is the highest scoring player in NCAA history in both men and women. She was the reason that people started turning on the TV. Now, Angel, to your point, because you do have a good point, you're a great player too, a hell of an athlete, probably one of the best women athletes that we've seen. And we'll credit you for that. Hell yeah, because you deserve it and you earned it. But, you know, how about saying, look, Caitlin Clark, man, we're great competitors and competing makes us better. You know, but she is right in the sense when people do look back and look at the game and how the game has progressed and got better and the skills got better. Yes, they'll say, wow, great game. We tune in for the game. But why do you watch the 2004 Yankee replays? I don't watch them for Jorge Posada. Sorry, Jorge. I'm watching them to watch Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez. Like, the facts are the star players are the draws. They draw the eyeballs. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. That's the way sports goes. It's the way media goes. I mean, look at The View. They get millions of views on a daily basis, and they're the dumbest fucking people on TV. Talk with no facts to back up anything that's said. Zero. Like, actually zero. It's really crazy that people even watch that show. I mean, I think it just hypes people up, to be completely honest with you. But this whole Caitlin Clark thing, a lot of this stems, in my opinion, from jealousy and envy. But Caitlin Clark, what do you want her to do? Say, oh, I'm going to work so hard for my dreams. Then she gets there and say, nah, I don't want it. Of course she's going to take the private jet if it's offered. You would too. And nobody would whine and complain about it if you did. So let Caitlin Clark do her thing. And to be quite frank, if you want the private jet and the media attention, start shooting the ball from half court. Maybe make a couple, and next thing you know, woo, you're getting a PJ ride, private jet ride. All right. let's cover this Pride Month. I want to start with this just because it's hilarious and quick. Last year, Xbox changed their logo for Pride Month, and they changed it to this Pride logo. This month they didn't. This month they didn't even bother. Look at this. So Xbox last year changes their logo to this Pride logo. Now they change it to this. Or maybe this was last year. Either way, I guess they haven't changed it to Pride this year. No wonder. Because when you go too far into the Pride game, your business lights on fire and goes to hell. That's probably what Xbox was saying there. Would make a lot of sense, that's for sure. I mean, name me a business that has had a benefit for coming out with Pride gear. Right? Look at Target. Look at Bud Light. You know, this is happening. Microsoft, kickback. What happened to Jack Daniels last year? Kickback. You know, pretty funny though. All right, so here we have this drag show in Philadelphia in honor of Pride Month 2024. Philly just hosted the largest drag queen story hour event ever. Okay. I don't even want to watch this.
You had 263. Drag Story Time is, of course, a literacy program. Literacy is the foundation for success through life. So that's why we had never happened before. Something felt different. My mom told us all we should go to bed early. Keep up with a free clam juice. Let's start the play. Give them all a big round of applause. You had 206.
I'm not even going to hate on the drag queens. Like here's the thing. I'm not even going to attempt to be careful about the way I word this. I don't give a fuck. Here's the thing. They're pushing delusion onto our reality. I'm not even mad at the drag queens. It's the parents. There are parents there with their babies in the lap. Look, right there. Guys, with 7 billion people on the planet, there's going to be some crazy fucks. With 350 million of that 7 billion in America, there's going to be some crazy fucks. As time has progressed here into the current year, 2024, population has grown over take any number of years, the last 40 years, and mental institutions and their existence have diminished. We don't believe in them anymore. So now we certainly didn't have less crazy people. We're going to have more crazy people. Population increased, right? Well, here they are. And now they're reading stories to kids all across America. But the issue isn't the drag queens because they're fucking nuts. There's going to be nutty people, right? Remember statistics. We got 350 million in the country, 7 billion in the world. There's going to be nutcases. We're condoning and allowing the nutcases to run the show. That's what's happening. It ain't an anti-gay thing. It's not. It has nothing to do with gays. We're talking about drag queens. These aren't even transgenders. These are just part-time cross-dressers for fun. Yeah, that person's, this is what they do for fun. They dress up like a woman and they go read books to kids. Hey, let on a real note, all those parents sit there and listen to fucking Story Hour by Jim in the bra and the pink hair. Well, here's a question for you. If you and your spouse were going to go to dinner on a Friday night, and you needed a babysitter, so you hopped on the Craigslist and typed in babysitters, and the first hit that you got was, I'm an overweight man who spends his time dressing up as a woman with colorful hair, reading stories to kids, would you hire him to be your fucking babysitter? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it. But yet, I almost think that this is a result of groupthink. Like, hey, this is okay, right? Yeah, this is okay. Because you see all the parents, they're so tight, right? Everybody's having, a good time. It's groupthink. Oh, well, we can't cancel. Yeah, we got to care about their feelings. Somebody stand up and be like, hello, this is fucking crazy. And all you are fucking crazy. That's what somebody needs to do. For real. So I'm going to save the last two stories for tomorrow. We're coming up on an hour here live with Chris's World, airing on Twitter and Rumble every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Always appreciate everybody for tuning in, hanging out with me. Would love to have you back tomorrow night. Would love to have you in the live chat, getting down with the details. It's all good stuff. Encourage your neighbors to get on platforms like X. Encourage your friends, your family, anybody who might not be seeing the light right now, because it's fairly easy to see the light. You just need to be exposed to the truth. You need to be exposed to the information and have just a little bit of intellectual curiosity and a want to go deeper into some of these subjects. But if you've got that, you'll see the light, man. We don't need to convince nobody. The product sells itself. So, if you enjoyed what you heard tonight, please help me reach other like-minded patriots like myself, just like you as well. And repost, share, send it around, and clip little parts of the stream. I always encourage it. But appreciate everybody for watching. And I will be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a blessed day tomorrow.